Court's on the record, Commerce City Municipal Court for the afternoon of March 3rd of 2022. For the people that are on Zoom, please leave your devices on mute. I will ask you to unmute your device when I am ready to call your case. Mr. Botcher, we're going to go ahead and start with your case. It's CM 303562. If you would come to station 1, please. Good afternoon. All right, this matter is scheduled for a pretrial conference on today's date. The last court date, you were given certain conditions to complete, and it's my understanding you need a little bit more time to get the community service done and complete the essay. Is that correct?
The essay was with class.
Right. We got the certificate evidently. Oh, no, well, he saw it on your phone. So I'd like actually, if you could print it out or electronically file it with my court, just get it to my court, okay? How much more time do you need to do the community service?
Everywhere I've gone, I've taken it.
Well, that's all changing right now. So,
I've got it set up with people at church. I'm going to be working on house.
yep, so long as it's church sponsored, they're the nonprofit agency. So again, let me repeat my question. How much time do you need to complete the 16 hours?
30 days.
All right, today is March 3rd. We can give you a pretrial on either Wednesday, April 6th, or Thursday, April 7th.
Either or work on this video.
Sure, so long as we get the proof in before that date, you're fine. I don't think at this point you probably have any idea which one is a lesser docket.
For which day is it?
April 6th or 7th.
For 6 is more open.
Okay, we'll do Wednesday, April 6th at 1:15. If you go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerk, they'll give you a reminder notice. And make sure to go ahead and submit in a form that we can have that proof of the completion of the class along with the essay, okay?
The essay was, like I said, when we did the online class.
Uh-huh.
With video, we had to do all right.
Okay, oh, so you didn't keep a copy of that?
No, we did it.
All right, I'll waive the essay. I just want proof of the completion of the community service in the class, okay? All right, thank you. All right, Brandon Arroyo, if you would unmute your device, please.
Hello,
Good afternoon.
good afternoon.
I have a document that alleges that on November 5th of 2021, at about 6:21 in the morning, in the area of 7007 East 88th Avenue here in Commerce City, that you committed the offense of engaging in harassment. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yes,
All right, the city attorney says that he reviewed the elements of the charge with you. In other words, he explained which subsection you were accused of doing and what he would have to prove if the case went to trial for you to be found guilty of this charge. That's the initiated communication section of that harassment ordinance. Did he go over those elements with you?
yeah,
Okay, good. Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes.
All right, the city attorney says that you and he have worked out an agreement that we're going to set this for a new court date. Between now and then, if you complete a one-day class called Making Better Choices, 8 hours of community service, have no contact with Nathan Knapp, and commit no new law violations. When you come back, if everything is in order, I can dismiss this case. Is that how you wish to resolve your case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, give me just a moment. Are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces?
No.
Okay. Okay. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email, either later today or early tomorrow. They will give you the new court date. It's going to be about 6 weeks out. They're going to give you a referral to the people that put on the class. It's really important that you contact them right away, get signed up for the class, and get it completed before the next court date. When you finish the class, they'll give you a certificate of completion. It's your responsibility to make sure that that certificate of completion is submitted to the court on or before the next court date. They're also going to send you the form we use for community service. You can do the community service anywhere. It does not need to be done in Commerce City. The only requirement that I make is that the place that you do the community service must be a legitimate nonprofit agency. So, churches, schools, food banks, Meals on Wheels, Salvation Army, Goodwill, I don't care where you do it. Find some place that's convenient to you, something that you're interested in volunteering for so that it's less like punishment. Make sure they're a legitimate nonprofit. Do the work, have them fill out the form, and make sure that gets submitted to my court honor before the next court date. Then the rest is easy. Stay away from Mr. Knapp and stay out of trouble. If you do all of that, then the next time you appear in court, the case will be dismissed. Do you have any
All right.
questions?
No, I do not.
Okay, all of this is going to come to you by email either later today or tomorrow. Okay?
All right.
Okay, you are free to leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
All right. You too.
All right, Yamil Marquez Duran, if you would unmute your device, please. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Do you have a camera function on your device?
Yes, I was looking for that.
Okay, go ahead. There you go. All right, I have a document that alleges that on February 6th of 2022, at about 12:05 in the morning, you're alleged to have committed the offense of disturbing the peace. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, the city attorney says that he went over the elements of that charge. In other words, what he would have to prove in order for you to be found guilty of this charge if this case proceeded to trial. Did he go over those elements with you?
Yes, he did.
Okay, the second document I have says that you and he have worked out an agreement that we're going to set this matter for a pretrial conference. Between now and then, if you complete 8 hours of community service and commit no new law violations, especially of this type, when you come back, if everything is in order, I can dismiss this case. Is that how you wish to resolve your case?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, couple of things. Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
I did.
Are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces?
I am not.
All right. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They will send you a notice of the new court date. We're going to probably give you about 6 weeks, although really you should be able to get this done within 30 days. Excuse me. What you need to do is just find a place that you want to volunteer at, someplace so that it's less like punishment. All I require is that you do it at a legitimate nonprofit agency. You don't have to do it here in Commerce City unless it's convenient for you to do this in Commerce City. You can do it anywhere. Make sure it's a legitimate nonprofit. Do the work. We'll have a form sent to you to get filled out by them. Then you make sure that form gets submitted to the court honor before the next court date. Then the
Okay.
rest is easy. Don't pick up any new cases, okay? If everything's in order on your next appearance, this case gets dismissed. Do you have any questions?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. My clerks will get that email of the new court date and the community service form to you either today or tomorrow, okay?
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I watched a little bit of the curling. You would have thought that had helped. I just realized they still have the segregated seating available there. I thought they were going to take that down. I'll have to talk to Danae about it.
Just me and sir, then we have to.
Main question?
All right, David Sandoval, if you would unmute your device, please. Is Mr. Starkovich's phone here?
No,
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
David Sandoval, would you unmute your device, please? I just did that. Do you show Mr. Sandoval on here? I don't show him on mine. Yeah, he's not there. I just looked.
Actually, I sent him a message. to get back on.
I'm sorry?
I sent him a message to get back on.
Okay,
But he, yeah.
all right, give me a moment. All right,
This is when you- yeah, I sent it to him, that when it came.
all right, I'll pass him. I'll get somebody else taken care of here.
Anybody else?
I don't know.
What is it?
If you swing by my office, look at the fortune cookie, it's sitting right there on the desk. All right, Michael Nang Dip, if you would unmute your device. Good
Hello, Your
afternoon.
Honor.
Good afternoon. Okay, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with a defective headlight, that is a 1-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from February 27th of 2022 at about 11:38 in the morning in the area of 16500 East 96th Avenue here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, I plead guilty to that.
Okay. Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, I did.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are renouncing all of the trial and appeal related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, correct.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
Nope.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No,
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
no,
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with a defective headlight, a 1-point violation on February 27th of 2022 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
guilty, I guess. Yeah, it was a little
If
confusing
you
one.
want to, if you want to take the 1 point violation, that's what you
Yes.
have to say. Okay.
Yes, correct.
All right. Okay, then I'll accept your guilty plea. Anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
Nope, I don't have anything.
Well, you just got this ticket last week or earlier this week. Why are you taking care of it so fast? Your court date isn't until the end of March.
Correct. I am traveling next that month, so it was kind of like conflicted there. So I just wanted to appear in court and just kind of explain my situation. So
That's
better
fine.
early than late.
I appreciate it. Oh, absolutely. Okay, so this looks like it's your first ticket in Colorado. Is that correct?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
How long have you been driving in Colorado?
Since I was 16, so pretty much for a while.
Do the math for me. How many years is that?
That's about 17 years.
Close to 17? Okay,
Yes.
that's excellent. Your driving record is clear. It didn't show me the date of issue, so I wasn't sure. All right, so your scheduled fine's actually only $80. Because of your excellent driving record, I'm going to impose the minimum fine, which is $30 plus surcharges, plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerk's going to reach out to you by email, either later today or early tomorrow. They will tell you what
Okay.
the total is, how to make a payment, and if you do need to make a payment plan, they'll tell you how to make those arrangements. Do you have any
Okay.
questions?
I do not.
Okay, then you are free to leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
All right. Thank you for your time, Your Honor.
Mhm. All right, David Espinosa, if you would unmute your device, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Give me just a moment while I pull up your file. Actually, looks like I have it. Yep, I do. All right, you're scheduled for a pretrial conference today. City attorney says that you need more time to complete the community service and submit proof that you've completed the class. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you get the certificate of completion from the people that did the class?
I might have it in my email sitting there, but yes, I did finish it. So it should
Okay,
be-
well, you'll need to forward that to us so that we have proof, okay?
okay.
Which time are you going to need to complete the 16 hours of community service?
Maybe about 6 weeks.
Well, I'm not going to give you quite that much for 16 hours.
Okay,
How about, I'll give you a month to April 6th. Does that sound good?
that's perfect.
All right, so we'll reset your case for another pretrial conference to April 6th at 1:15. My clerks will send you a reminder notice of the new court date and time. Please remember to get that proof of completion of the class to us. They'll also send you a new community service form. Make sure you find a legitimate nonprofit, do the work, have them fill out the form, and submit that to us on or before April 6th. Do you have any questions?
Not at all, sir.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. You as well.
Henry sit on there?
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it time?
I don't feel that way, but you may feel that way. I-
All right. Brett Henry, if you would unmute your device, please.
Hello, sir.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Henry.
Hello.
I have a document that alleges that on November 6th of 2021. Oh, no, this is already set for pretrial. Let's see what's going on. Oh, okay. Oh, here's what's going on. City attorney says that he's moving to add a charge of engaging in disturbing the peace. In exchange for pleading guilty to that charge, he will dismiss the interference with a peace officer during the lawful performance of their duties and the unlawful discharge of a weapon charge, both from November 6th of 2021 here in Commerce City. In addition, he's offering you what's called a deferred judgment and sentence for the disturbing the peace charge. What that means is, even though you would be pleading guilty to that charge today, it would not enter as a conviction on your record. We would hold your case in suspense for 12 months. You'd be required to do 8 hours of community service within the next 6 weeks, an adult making better choices class within the next 6 weeks, pay $34 in court costs, and commit no new law violation. At the end of 1 year, assuming you've complied with the orders of the deferred judgment and sentence that I would enter today, your guilty plea would be withdrawn, and then the case would be dismissed and could be subject to having the record of the case sealed only after everything is successfully completed and the case dismissed. In addition, he's also waiving jail as a possible sanction for any future violations of this order. So if you violated the deferred judgment and sentence, it would enter as a permanent conviction, but all you would be facing is a maximum possible fine of up to $2,650, any educational or treatment program, and up to 120 hours of community service. That would be the maximum you would be facing if the deferred judgment and sentence were revoked. No jail. First, do you understand what's being offered to you?
Yes, sir.
And is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, either the last time you appeared or today, did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this disturbing the peace charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the added charge of engaging in disturbing the peace on November 6th of 2021 at about 2:21 in the afternoon in the area of 12300 Village Circle East here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. I'll find it's knowing, intelligently, and voluntarily made with a full understanding of the rights being waived as well as the possible consequences. Give me just one moment. There is an inordinate amount of paperwork with the deferred judgment and sentence. I may not have asked this the last time you were here, but are you currently a veteran of the or actively serving in the United States Armed Forces?
No, sir.
Just a couple of more questions. Did Mr. Gollin go over the elements of the new added charge against you? That is the disturbing the peace charge. In other words, did he explain what he would have to prove if that charge ever went to trial?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right. So when you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email, either later today or tomorrow morning. They're going to make the payment arrangements for the $34 in court costs. They're going to send you a referral to the people that put on the class. They're going to give you a deadline of about 6 weeks within which to complete the class. So contact those people right away, get the class scheduled, get it completed. It's your responsibility to submit proof of the completion of the class to the court by that deadline. My clerks are also going to send you the form for the community service. You can do the community service anywhere. It does not need to be done in Commerce City. The only requirement that I make is that the place that you do the community service must be a legitimate nonprofit agency. Get that set up, get it done. When the form is completed, make sure you submit that to my court by the deadline. The rest of this appears to be fairly straightforward. Just don't pick up any new law violations. Do you have any questions about what's expected of you?
No, sir.
Okay, you can leave the meeting. Keep an eye out for that email. All right?
Thanks.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's Mr. Henry, right?
Yes.
I think this is too. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me try this one again. David Sandoval, are you on? And if so, please unmute your device. He hasn't come back on. No. Right. Terrell Holmes, if you would unmute your device, and I believe Mr. Zarlengo, this is your case. Mr. Holmes, hold on for a sec. Your attorney's in another spot right now, so you can go ahead and remute your device. I'll call you as soon as he becomes available, okay?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Starkovich has been here, but
It said Starkovich and I saw the defendants.
Yeah, I know.
are you Larry Cisneros? Yeah, could I get you to come forward to the lectern, please? Yeah, right here, right in the middle. Okay, give me just 1 minute. I've got two cases, so I've got to pull them both up for you. It has to be a warrant case. Okay. I have two cases for you. The first one is case number EM 10117. I show I have an active warrant for you. I'm going to cancel that warrant today since you're appearing here voluntarily. All right, in this case, it's alleged that on or about August 31st of 2021 at about 8 o'clock in the evening, from the area 5990 Dahlia Street, that's the Walmart store located here in Commerce City, it's alleged that you committed the offense of theft and the offense of trespass. Do you understand what you're accused of in that case?
Yes, sir.
All right, in case number CM 303217, it alleges that on January 27th of 2022, at about 7:30 in the evening, in the area of 6071 East 72nd Avenue, it's alleged that you committed the offense of theft on that date. Do you understand what you're accused of in that case?
Yes.
All right, the city attorney says that you're on probation, is that correct? All right, and that you wish the court to appoint an attorney to represent you on both of these cases, is that correct? All right. I'm going to have to ask you a bunch of questions regarding your qualifications for indigency. So give me just a moment. First, did you watch the advisement of rights video? Okay, good. Second, are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces?
No.
Now I need you to raise your right hand, please. You swear affirm under penalty of law that the testimony and evidence you'll provide to the court regarding your application for a court-appointed attorney will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you. Now, the address I have for you is on Jasmine. Is that still a correct address for somebody to contact you at? Okay. All right, the phone number we have for you ends in 0649. Is that still a good contact number for you? Excellent. All right, I recognize that address as being a house. Do you have any ownership interest in that house? Okay. Do you have any ownership interest in any real estate of any type? Okay. Are you currently single, married, separated, or divorced? Do you have any minor children that you're responsible for? One child? Two children? And they both live with her? Oh, they're living with you, the fiance and the two kids? All right. And just to be clear, you don't have any outstanding court orders for child support anywhere, do you?
Me?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Okay, are you currently employed?
No.
How long have you been unemployed?
I work for DoorDash, but I don't do much of it, but other than that, I've been unemployed for like.
Okay. Are you currently receiving any unemployment compensation benefits? Are you receiving any workman's compensation benefits for any injuries you may have suffered at work?
No.
Are you receiving any type of disability compensation?
No.
Are you receiving food stamps?
No.
Does your fiance work?
No, no.
I'm sorry, what?
She was recently fired from FedEx.
Okay. Do you own any cars?
No.
How do you do DoorDash without a car?
You have the option to use bicycle.
I'm sorry, oh, bicycle? Oh, okay. So local deliveries.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any ownership interest in any financial transaction devices? That's like savings bonds, treasury bonds, retirement plans?
No, I do not.
Okay. And I'm assuming then your parents are helping you and your fiance out?
Yes, they are.
All right. If for nothing else, you might want to apply for food stamps for the kids, okay? I can't make you do it, but there's no downside to applying.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to find that you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. We're going to set your case over for a pretrial conference, both cases. We'll give the attorney that I appoint to represent you your contact information. They should be able to reach you or contact you before the next court date and see if you can resolve this case. It's really important that you talk to them, that you give them the case number that you're on probation for, the county, because obviously either one of these offenses could violate your probation. And you're going to want to know that before you do anything to resolve these two cases, okay? Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, go to the window, see my clerk, so I'll give you the notice of the new court date.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
We can make something. Yeah, Jefferson one, so. Oh, yeah, there is. You're right. Does he need to meet with him?
This is Mr. Zarlingos. I still don't see him up here. Are you still with him?
should be in a private
Yeah, I think I was talking to Mr. Lyons now.
Okay, let me do this one. Okay, I'll do this one first. Right, I'll do this one first.
And building with the committee.
All right, on the record regarding Jeremy Page. Mr. Page, if you would come all the way over here to station number 3, please. Good afternoon. All right, I have a document that alleges that on January 18th of 2022 at about 3:30 in the afternoon, from the area of 5990 Dahlia Street, that's the Walmart store located here in Commerce City, it's alleged that you committed the offense of theft. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing? All right, the city attorney said he reviewed the elements of that charge with you. In other words, he explained to you, if you pled not guilty and the case went to trial, what he would have to prove in order for you to be found guilty. Did he go over those elements with you? Okay, he would have read it to you in terms of, in Commerce City, on or about the date and place charged, that kind of stuff? All right, good. Did you watch the advisement of rights video? And are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces? The city attorney says that you and he have worked out an agreement that we're going to set your case for a new court date. It's called a pretrial conference. Between now and then, if you complete a one-day class called petty theft, do 16 hours of community service, stay out of the Walmart and commit no new law violations, if everything is in order when you come back, the case can be dismissed. Is that how you wish to resolve your case? Okay, give me a moment. When you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks, they're going to give you the notice of the new court date. It's going to be about 6 or 7 weeks out so that you have plenty of time to get everything done. They're going to give you a referral to the people that put on the class. It's important that you contact them right away, get signed up for a class that's before the next court date, take the class, get it done. When you finish the class, they'll give you a certificate of completion. It's your responsibility to make sure that certificate of completion gets filed with my court or submitted to my court on or before the next court date. My clerks are also going to give you the form we use for community service. You can do the community service anywhere. It does not need to be done in Commerce City. The only requirement that I make is that the place that you pick to do it must be a legitimate nonprofit agency. The way I tell people to do it is find something you're already interested in so that it seems less like punishment. If you attend a church, do it at your church. You got kids in school, do it at their school. Just someplace that interests you. The only requirement is that it must be a legitimate nonprofit. So make sure of that. Do the work, have them fill out the form. And again, it's your responsibility to submit that form to the court on or before the next court date. Finally, the rest is easy. Stay out of the Walmart and don't pick up any new cases. If everything is in order when you come back, case gets dismissed. Do you have any questions? Okay, if you'll go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerks, they'll give you all of that. No, it'll still show up on your record, but it'll show as dismissed. After it's dismissed, if you want to have the record sealed, that's a follow-up process. You're only eligible for that if the case here gets sealed or dismissed, then you can ask about having it sealed, okay? All right, go ahead and go to the window, see my clerk. Okay, Jason Daffler, if you would unmute your device, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Give me just a moment while Mr. Starkovich, are you here on the Daffler matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good. I didn't realize that. I've been flipping between two different types of case numbers here. No? Let's start over.
Hello?
Mr. Lyons, if you would just put your device on mute, please. I'm not ready to call your case.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Starkovich, Mr. Gollin says he wants me to deviate from my standard policy and actually grant a fourth pretrial conference on the case, that it appears that a disposition is reached. However, Mr. Daffler was unable to comply because he tested positive for COVID. Is that correct?
Judge, it was a little bit more intense. That is correct, but it was a little more involved than that if you want me to explain.
Well, how much time are we looking to set this matter over?
Judge, he completed all the community service. He has proof of that. I'll get that filed with the court. It's the class that he has to finish, and I believe, he can correct me if I'm wrong, but he signed up for that on this Saturday. He missed the first class that he had signed up for and paid for due to him being in the hospital with COVID. So we don't need a lot of time, as long as I'm correct that he does have that class signed up for Saturday.
All right. Mr. Daffler, if I give you if we set this matter over into the 16th or 17th, would that be enough time for you to get the proof to Mr. Starkovich?
Plenty of time, Your Honor.
Mr. Starkovich, are you available on either the 16th or the 17th?
I'm looking right now, Judge. It looks like I am already scheduled to be in court on the 17th at 1:15.
Let's set it over till then.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll send something that shows the extension for the classes granted until that date and time. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Daffler, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Mr. Starkovich, are you here on another matter as well?
No, Your Honor. Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
Can you call the judge would say we call the attorney. Is Orlando ready?
All right, reports on the record regarding Terrell Holmes, case number EM 4288. I believe that's Mr. Zarlingo's case.
Hey there, Paul Zarlingo appearing on behalf of Mr. Holmes. He's present by video.
And good afternoon, Mr. Holmes.
How you doing?
It's a busy day. Okay, Mr. Zarlingo, the city attorney says that because he's currently under felony supervision on another case, his meeting is with his probation officer is tomorrow. So you want to set this for another pretrial conference. Is that correct?
That's my request. Thank you.
I certainly don't want to enter into anything without knowing exactly what's going to happen. Let's see, you were appointed in January. Yeah, no problem. What's your calendar look like in April?
Mid to late April would be preferable. April 20th, for example, is a Wednesday. I'm free
Yeah,
in the
we should
afternoon.
make time with that. April 20th at 1:15.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Holmes, we're going to go ahead and reset your case for another pretrial conference. Probably going to have to require a resolution at the next hearing, and that could include you pleading not guilty and scheduling the case for trial if that's what you decide to do. But the case needs to move forward at the next hearing on April 20th. You'll get a notice by email as to the new court date and time, as will you obviously, Mr. Zarlingo. So, Mr. Holmes, please keep in close contact with Mr. Zarlingo. Let him know what your probation officer says or a way to contact him so that both of them and you are all on the same page. Okay?
Okay. Yes, sir.
You can go ahead and leave the meeting, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you. Have a good day.
I'll call in like 10 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Let me give you my number.
Go ahead.
It's 720-324-1193. Yes.
Super. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Okay.
Reports on the record regarding Tony Dodds. That's CM 303349.
And
Yes, Your Honor.
Give me just a moment. I just
sorry.
hit the wrong button. For some reason today, we have a whole bunch of paper tickets and electronic tickets. And I'm having difficulty. I haven't had this many paper tickets in a long time. All right. No, that's not you. That is not you. Oh. See, he messed me up because he wrote the case number wrong. That's why I asked for the dockets, just to be able to fix that. Okay, so 304. 349. There you go. All right, we're on the record in case number CM 304349 regarding Tony Dodds, who is present by Zoom. And Mr. Zarlingo, this one's your case as well?
That's right. And Paul Zarlingo on behalf of Ms. Dodds. This case, Your Honor, was set a couple weeks ago and was continued by the court. I've not had an opportunity to have any conversations with Ms. Dodds, and I can tell the court I don't believe I have a complete copy of discovery. With all that, I'm asking to continue this. If the 20th of April works in the afternoon, that would be great for me.
All right, give me just a moment. Yeah, not a problem. All right, we'll reset this one also for a pretrial conference on April 20th at 1:15. Ms. Dodd, you're going to receive a notice of the new court date and time by email from my clerks. We'll obviously copy Mr. Zarlingo with the same thing. Mr. Zarlingo, do you have good contact information for Ms. Dodds?
I do, thank you.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and set this matter over. You'll get the notices and hopefully you can resolve this case at the next appearance. Ms. Dodds, you are free to leave the meeting.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll speak
call
with
you
you.
here.
Okay,
Super, thanks.
bye.
Mr. Zarlingo, are you also here on Andrew Roybal?
Yes, I am.
All right, note that Mr. Roybal is not present in court. Have you had any communication with him?
I have not.
Let me see what I've got here. I don't know if this is the phone number you have for him, but this is what I got. It's 303-865-0161.
That's the number I was provided. It worked at one point, but it's not worked recently for me.
Okay, let me pull up the original ticket. Oh, it's an electronic one. Looking at this, I thought it was a paper one. Give me a moment. All right, warrant will issue for his arrest. Let's see, there it is. Warrant will issue for his arrest. Bond is set in the amount of $300. It's still a personal recognizance bond at this point. Just so that you're aware, Mr. Zarlingo, the Adams County Jail is now opened back up for business.
Okay, I appreciate the heads up.
Yeah, because obviously I hadn't been able to send anybody to jail. That's over. Now I can send them to jail again. All right, is there anything else I need to address on Mr. Roybal?
No, thank you. I'll try to reach him again, but thank you.
Okay. I just went black. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I'm still plugged in. The power is still good. Okay. I don't know what that was. Okay, on this one, it's going to be an FTA one, but I already entered the warrant on the RO.
Oh. Can I go?
I'm sorry? Sure, go ahead.
Miss McDonald? Yeah, can you please enter the breakout room, please? Thank you.
Let's give McDonald's here on, and then it's you for dismissal.
I'm sorry.
For Olivia.
Okay. It's in my mail queue. All right. But she's not here today? Oh, she's talking about it. Okay, all right, that's fine. Let me take care of this other one. On the record regarding Thomas Limes, case number is CM 00296-658.
And Paul Zarling on behalf of Mr. Limes, he appears in the video. He's present.
Thomas Limes, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Limes. Mr. Zarlingo, it looks like you've negotiated a disposition, but we're going to need to set this matter over for another pretrial conference. Between now and the next court date, if Mr. Limes completes a one-day petty theft class, 16 hours of community service, agrees not to return to the Walmart store, and commits no new law violations, upon his next appearance, this case can be dismissed. Is that a correct statement of the proposed disposition?
That is correct.
Mr. Limes, do you understand what's being offered to you?
I do, Your Honor.
Is this how you wish to resolve your case?
I think it's great, Your Honor. Yeah, I
Have
do.
you had enough time to consult with Mr. Zarlingo regarding the options available to you on this case in its entirety, including pleading not guilty, going to trial, all of the other options? Have you had time to discuss those with him?
I have, Your Honor.
And are you satisfied with the service, advice, and representation that he's given you thus far in this matter?
He's done a great job. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And Mr. Limes, I don't know if I asked this the last time. Give me a second. Maybe I can check that paperwork. No, I didn't. Are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces?
U.S. Army, sir.
Okay, we'll forward the, give me a second. Maybe we did that the last time. Nope, we didn't. Okay, we're going to send you some information that's applicable about services that are available to veterans in the community. Okay?
Fantastic, Your Honor. Appreciate it.
All right, so when you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you. Oh, no, we need to set the new date. I forgot Mr. Zarlingo is still in the case. Mr. Zarlingo, do you think that April 20th is going to provide him enough time to get the community service and the class done?
Yes.
Plenty of time. Oh,
Yeah, that's 7 weeks. That would be our normal time. So we'll reset this case for April 20th at 1:15, okay?
that's great, Your Honor. Appreciate it.
All right, so Mr. Limes, when you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email. They'll send you the notice of the new court date and time. They're also going to give you the referral for the people that put on the class. It's important that you contact those people right away so you can get signed up for the class and have it done before the next court date. They're also going to send you the form we use for community service. You can do the community service anywhere. It does not need to be done in Commerce City. So find someplace that's convenient for you. The only requirement that I make is that it must be done at a legitimate nonprofit agency. Do the community service, get them to fill out the form, get that back to the court on the next court date as well. And then the rest is easy. Stay out of the Walmart and stay out of trouble. If you do all of that, this case gets dismissed and it should not affect your parole or your probation. Do you have any questions?
No, sir. I think it's great. I'll probably Salvation Army. I'll probably do some stuff there.
That's an acceptable place. Mr. Zarlingo, anything else I need to address with Mr. Limes?
No, I just forwarded Mr. Lime's email to the chat to the court clerk, but I think they already had that either way. So.
All right, great. So we'll get it taken care of. We'll send out all that stuff either later today or tomorrow. Thank you. Mr. Lyons,
Appreciate
go
it.
ahead and leave the meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mr.
Thanks,
Zarlingo?
Paul.
I spoke over Mr. Lyons, Okay, Mr. Lyons, it looks like Mr. Zarlingo's gone from the meeting. Oh, wait, no, he is. Do you need to say something to Mr. Zarlingo, Mr. Lyons? You're muted, Mr. Lyons. Did you have a question, Mr. Lyons?
No, sir. I wanted to make sure I didn't hang up before you guys were done with me.
Yep, yeah, nope, you are free to leave the meeting. Mr. Zarlingo, do you have any
Thank
other
you.
matters, Mr. Zarlingo?
No, I do not. Thank you.
Okay, then have a good afternoon. You can leave the meeting as well. This is one of the things I miss about having this stuff beforehand, is I could prepare this extra page. I'll give you this so you can get started on it, but there's not coming. All right, Elena Sears, if you would unmute your device, please.
Hello.
All right, Ms. Sears, the city attorney is indicating that you have not completed the 16 hours of community service or the petty theft class, but if you complete it within 1 week prior to the trial, he will still agree to dismiss this case. I don't allow 3 pretrial conferences under normal circumstances for people to get stuff done. That's why he says you have to plead not guilty to get more time. Are you wanting to try to get this case done, or how are you planning to proceed?
I'm gonna get it done. I'm just having a hard time finding a place to do community service. And I've reached out a few times to like the people at the court and I just haven't gotten any results. So, I mean, I definitely want to get it done. I just am having a hard time finding some place to do it.
Well, you live in Littleton. There's parks and recs, libraries, churches, schools, all kinds of places. Normally, places like Goodwill won't take somebody who's accused of a theft. But you can probably still do like the food bank down there off Prince Street. So there's a lot of places available to you. You just need to keep searching. The one thing you might do is talk to the judge at the Littleton Municipal Court or their staff and see where they refer people to for their community service.
Okay.
All right, all right. So at this point, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf because I'm not going to reset another pretrial. Did you wish to have a trial to the court or a trial to a jury?
To the court.
All right, so we'll reset this matter for a trial to the court. My clerk's going to email you with the notice of the trial date. 7 days before that trial date is your deadline for getting the proof of the community service and the petty theft class done if you want to have this case dismissed. Otherwise, on the date of the trial, you can either go forward with the trial or plead guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, so again, find a legitimate nonprofit, find someplace convenient to you. That's the only requirement that I make, is that it must be done at a legitimate nonprofit. Contact the people for the class, get the class done, submit the proof of that a week before the next court date. If everything's in order, then the next time you appear here, the case will be dismissed. You need to stay out of the Walmart and don't pick up any new cases either. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. My clerks will get you that email with that information later today or tomorrow morning.
Okay, thank you.
Has Adam seen Lorinda McDonald? Oh, I didn't realize that. I'm sorry. Moment. I didn't see the entry. Give me a moment. I still don't see the entry. All right. Reports on the record regarding Olivia Manoli. Ms. McDonald, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Yeah, I was told that Ms. Manoli had complied and that the city attorney had submitted the Rule 211 dismissing this case. I've gone ahead and done that off the record. So the case is dismissed. We'll provide you a copy of the order of dismissal. This case is eligible to be sealed with a petition and a $65 filing fee. I've made a note on the court file that upon receipt of that, they'll execute the order sealing the record. Is there anything else I need to address with regard to Ms. Manoli?
Nothing further. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, and I apologize for keeping you waiting there.
I understand.
Yeah, I was told Manoli, I wasn't told counsel was on the Zoom.
No worries, Your Honor. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure.
You're fine now.
Bye-bye. I didn't realize she was on.
So she changed
Who?
that because she was on there under Olivia.
That's the lawyer.
No, yeah, she was on there under the defendant's name
Oh.
the whole time, and then she just wanted to look up, I was like, that's. She changed her name.
Okay, well,
That's why-
yeah, I didn't see an entry, but she's listed as the attorney Lorinda McDonald. But yeah, I didn't know that it was the attorney on there. Chris just came up and told me that she complied and he'd entered the Rule 211. And I'm like, okay, so is it in my mail? And he said, yes. So I pulled it on my mail. Executed the Rule 211, did the ROA dismissing the case, making the note that it could be sealed with a petition and filing fee. And so I thought I was done. And I've been looking, and then I'm sitting here looking through the docket saying, I don't have a McDonald. Who is this McDonald person? See, that's why you should give me a note or something so that I know that that's what's going on. And so have you sent Mr. Sandoval another email?
I did.
And he still
I
hasn't?
never heard a thing.
Well, right now, the default is still in place. Because he failed to appear yesterday. Yeah, he's not on today's docket, he was yesterday's. So the good news is he still has time because we have a 3 o'clock docket. But tell him he needs to sign up by 3 o'clock or the default's going to remain in place. If you want to put a little bit more bite in your next email to him. I don't know how many chances or emails we should send these people. That's something to touch base with Brian, because he's probably going to say something like, nope, you send them one, and if they don't do it, that's on them. That's just Brian. I'm a nice guy.
I know. I don't think he's going to talk to Carmen today.
Interesting, there's no phone number here.
There's,
Why don't the police make it a point for that? This is an accident case.
Oh.
It says that,
Got a phone call from him. I wish she would have taken the phone, but she talked to him. That you called in and talked to.
yeah, that's what I'm seeing too. Yeah, there's no phone number in there. Oh, wait.
No, scan call. Someone email?
Oh, she says, or telephone. Oh, yeah.
Did we talk to somebody?
Yeah, he left.
Yeah, I started to say press release button and then
He was gone.
I You know how hard me and Jackie have been working on Mr. Henry's case? And every time, just World War III, and I thought I could bet my life it was gonna be a trial. And it went out like a lamb.
Unless they said, do the trial. If they will with it, just do it. Yeah, there's times I've just finally said, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
I'm done. Let's just do the trial.
Right, no, absolutely, I get there too. With Old Keller. I thought it was gonna be World War III. And
He has been a kid in the-
oh my God, the amount of effort on my team.
I have to send him some- I have a whole
Yeah.
file that has just his name on it. I'm like,
So when does Chappie's help start?
I saw some applications